Welcome to Narrowboat, the James built. Hope you're well, thanks for joining me. I've got to move the boats tomorrow morning. I've got some passengers coming with me, which will be good because it'll make it a bit more enjoyable, because I've got to do the Tring Summit, so it's a bit of a long straight. But more importantly, I want to see how they kind of come in and out on the steps using, with that kind of, now that wall bit's in there. I just want to see how easy they are finding it to kind of navigate around that. So I'm going to tidy up in here, ready for the trip tomorrow morning. Right, about to do the Tring Summit. Looking down here into the galley, it's well a treat for the eye. And having the instrument panel right there, perfect. And I can actually see the revs stuff if I need to, so it's all pretty good. Right, mile and a half to go, first lock. Lovely. Cheers, Rob. Right, I'm all moored up. We are just north of Dudswell. Rob and Sweary down a mile and are just down there. This is the first time I've seen anyone cultivate this field. Gotta love a tractor. Right, down here in Berkhamsted is that sunken boat, and that is dope. That was my first ever boat. I put loads of love and work into that, and a few owners later, that's what it's become. That is a very sad thing to see. I'd also like to thank Steve Bull and Raymond Parr for buying me some coffees and contributing to the boat. Cheers, guys. Told you I could fit in here. Right, no kids, it is time to crack on with some work. I need to put some more reinforcement on the back of this. That's all gone on fine. It kind of sits on that melamine pretty easily. It needs to be sanded down slightly, but I also need to put some trim on it, and the bits of trim I'd already pre-cut and pre-glossed were for those doors and therefore aren't long enough, so I'm going to have to get some of that, whatever timber it is, and cut some more thin strips off it. So then the idea is just a strip down there, make sure it fits in to where that gap is there, so it will kind of look a bit like that, which I think will be all right. I don't really want to make this one any narrower, but yeah, that'll be all right. On that side there, obviously got loads of room. Dust that off. There we go. So you glue these on, and then I can kind of varnish the whole lot together. I reckon that'll be the plan. Right, let's reinforce this one first. Damn it. Right, this is that. I spoke to him. I think he said it's an African redwood, apparently. I've got to get quite a long strip off that. The other piece I got is not long enough for the door, so I'll retain that for other stuff. sod it. Right. Long strips it is. Right, Marlin's circular saw comes to the rescue once again. I can't get through this with my circular saw, and I think it killed it. What am I doing? I don't like the plug of this one because it's like some American like 2-pin whatever it is. Keeps coming out. Right, I did use a guard last time and it didn't really help, to be honest, so I'm going to try just line of sight. Caked in dust doing this. Oh, it's quite a good cut though. Right. Now for the real one. Cool. Right, I'll do a few more of these whilst I've got it set up. Cool. Those two and those two are pretty much the same thickness. Bang on, good, right, okay. Don't need that one. Right, before I do them, I need to get these bits here glued in place and clamped down. This side of the door had a slight bend in it, so I'm gluing it by clamping it down to the workbench, which will kind of hopefully keep it straighter. Right, whilst that glue's going off, I've got to sort these bits out. The thickness of these, or the width of them, really varies. That's 23, and at this end it's 26. So, to give you an idea, this piece of timber, right, that was the back plate to the, or the splashback to the old galley. The thickness of this ranges from 23 to 26, which, now you know it, you can really see where it is kind of thinner and thicker. But this had been like worked like for hours and hours apparently, and it still wasn't flat. It's a bloody hard wood. So I just got to work out kind of what length I've got to make sure it's kind of fairly uniform. It's fairly easy to sand this back then and get the same. So I've got a height of 795 for this. Kind of up to there. That looks about right. So 795. Thickness of all of that, 21, 22, 21. Yeah, that looks all right. And then really it should be the same here. It's going to be pretty uniform. Yeah. Cut them a little bit bigger. So I've just got to go through it with different grades of sandpaper. This is the 60, just to take off like that dry glue and all that. I got some more stuff, and then it goes down to 240. What's that? 480. Right, so once I've kind of got all the main bits off it, I can start kind of taking the edge off and getting it nice and smooth. Just found this basically the flattest side so it can be mounted against the door. So if I can get this done, I can get it all glued up tonight. Right, that's these two nicely sanded back. They're flat and smooth. Now I need to just kind of make sure, because there's some of these which are a little bit, well, as I've gone through the thickness with you. What I want to make sure though is that this one, or whatever one it is, I'm going to choose this one. I think that's the straightest line there. This one here needs to, this is going to be the only one which is going to be particularly visible, because there's a line right next to it from those the drawers. So that one is critical. Right, that's all gone off. I might have to strengthen up a bit more. Depends really about the weight of the door. But for the moment, what I need to do now is get the trim glued on, and then once that's dried, I can go on with some varnish. There's one bit on. Right, I've got all that gluing. Give that an hour, should be all right to take the batteries off and offer it up. It's this bit here that I was kind of wanted to see how people dealt with that stairs and where they wanted to put their hands. It's not going to stay like that. I think that is a bit too restrictive. I think the natural thing would be to have that a bit more open, but certainly the people I saw coming up and down the stairs today definitely need a handrail here. They were holding on at the top, but definitely a handrail there. So I'm thinking the shape of this should probably come in up like that, and then for the handrail to go straight up to there somewhere. That's kind of what I'm envisaging. Okay, there's a bit of excess to trim on the top. Yeah, that's all right. It's a bit of an overhang, that's all it needs. Right, let's offer it up. Oh yes, that's nice. That works well. I'll clean up that bit of glue. Yeah, but that's going to be a nice straight line through there. Yeah, nice kind of tight fit all the way up. That's good. Once the rest of the drawer fascias are on, that's going to look cool. Right, time to get a bit of varnish on that, I think. Got the heating on tonight, so I might as well let it go off. It really brings the contrast in colours once the varnish goes on. This is really, really nice. And once you put like 2 or 3 coats of varnish on it, I go through with some very fine grade steel wool between the coats. But the feel of the dry varnish is lovely. So I'm going to carry on doing this. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks again. Really thanks so much to Steve and to Raymond again for contributing. Makes a massive difference at the minute, guys. So yeah, I really appreciate it. But I've got a decent spot here. I reckon I'll be here for another week. It's a bit of a trek with the old car and getting building stuff on here. I've got to get the ceiling in like ASAP. So I might have to move the boat down to Dudswell Village if a space becomes available. So we'll see. But again, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.